Are you Cody Schritzow?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
How do you say it?
Shuts up.
Pretty close. You got a ticket in file 25442 SM with no insurance under the insurance code and driving without a valid license. That was on March 10th. Prosecutor has agreed to dismiss all of that. You got another ticket for driving without any insurance on April 14th and driving with a suspended license and violation of child restraint law. That's not good. They're going to dismiss all of that for one plea to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, which is pretty good. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $100 plus costs. Do you have valid insurance now? Do you have a license now?
My license is still suspended.
All right, how'd you get here?
What's that?
How'd you get to court?
Oh, I walk here. I live at them apartments right down the street.
Venture Boulevard? Okay. Let's make sure he didn't drive here. Cody Schultzow. One count of 257,326. That's called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. It carries no points. It doesn't get abstracted to your driving record. Good morning. And it won't affect your ability to keep or try to get your license. Here's another one that they've done that on. So it's a sweet deal. All the other charges are being dismissed. So are you willing to plead to that charge?
Yes.
All right. It's a legal fiction. The other that you're allowing to violate the motor vehicle code is yourself. This thing's a mess. All right, I might as well go through it. Do you understand that if you do plead to these charges, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to represent yourself, or you'd have a right to hire an attorney of your own choosing, or you'd have a right to have me appoint one for you. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to, because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's look at this 699. Where were you going?
I was on my way back from the canoe spot here in town with my kids and girlfriend.
Where's the canoe spot? Oh, down there by the old mill? All right, it was hot?
Yeah, it wasn't
All
too
right,
bad.
and why were you driving?
I suppose I didn't want to walk with the kids and stuff.
All right, then you didn't put them in a seatbelt. Well, anyway, this is a sweet offer. All right, Mr. Pages, file 251272 indicates he does have a Florida driver's license. Prosecutor isn't even gonna do a 257,326. They're just gonna dismiss it. So you're good to go. They haven't filed a formal dismissal yet, but I'd give you one if I had it. But the case is dismissed and you're free to go on about your business.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Where's your next stop?
We're over in Marshall right now, and then we take the 4th of July off.
Okay. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Iacca City is up hot. Good place to get bit by an alligator.
You good?
Thank you again.
Good, good. Okay.
I went to Myakka State Park and saw the biggest alligators I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, pretty big.
All right, now we're going to talk back to Patrick Burnett. Mr. Burnett does have insurance now.
That is correct.
They're gonna take a
Still won't offer.
no proof insurance. All right, Mr. Burnett, the prosecutor did what I suspected they would. They dismissed the misdemeanor charge for a plea to not having proof of insurance in your car at the time you were driving. So that carries a $150 fine and it's due within 30 days. Do you acknowledge you didn't have proof of insurance that was valid at the time you were driving?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is a civil infraction. It's not a crime. It's like a speeding ticket or running a stop sign. So there's no criminal record, and I'm not gonna ask that you get printed.
I mean, they should still have them on file from when I got my CPL last year, so.
All right. All right, well, this is due 30 days from today would be August
Third,
3rd, which is a Sunday. We'll make it due August 8th.
I shouldn't have any problem paying it. Thank you.
All right, sir, you're good to go. Okay,
Have a good day, Your Honor.
no, thank you. All right. I don't know how much money the county's collected this year on no proof of insurance. It's probably thousands of dollars. All right, now, I've got more customers than I've got files here. So let me repeat again. Terry Frost, Ricardo Hernandez, Jonathan Trahan. He called and he was gonna blow up the courthouse because he wasn't happy about having to come to court today, so I don't suspect we'll be seeing him.
So I had to show up. It's not fun.
Called back and relayed a set of trucks.
So I can blow up the courthouse in 2 weeks.
We have a
Good.
resolution of Clifton Davis.
What?
We have a resolution of Clifton Davis.
All right. Good, except I think I just lost the file.
Well, it might be easy. They're gonna dismiss it.
All right. Or I think I had Clifton Davis in that file that you had there with you. Mr. Davis, would you come forward, please? Is he gone already? Clifton Davis?
Shouldn't be gone. Did he leave?
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing had a little bit of everything, from suspended licenses and missing insurance cards to a pretty generous plea deal that spared the defendant a mountain of trouble. Judge Middleton was in his usual, measured form, firm but not unkind, and definitely not shy about clarifying the consequences in plain language. Cody Schutzo, the defendant, struck me as pretty straightforward overall. When asked if he had insurance now or a valid license, he admitted flat out that his license was still suspended. And to his credit, he didn't try to duck responsibility or make excuses. He also confirmed he walked to court, which the judge took a moment to verify. You could almost hear the relief when the judge believed he hadn't driven himself there. The most interesting moment was the so-called sweet deal, where multiple infractions, including no insurance, driving while suspended, and a child restraint violation, were all rolled into a single misdemeanor, plea allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. That's what the judge called a legal fiction. Since the other person Cody was allowing to break the rules was really just Cody himself. It's the sort of procedural workaround that's both practical and faintly amusing if you spend time in traffic court. Judge Middleton laid out the rights clearly, explaining that by pleading, Shutso was giving up the right to a trial, the right to an attorney, and the right to make the state prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Shutso seemed attentive, gave polite yes, sir responses, and didn't show any hint of frustration, which probably helped his situation. You could sense a bit of weariness when he explained he'd just driven because he didn't feel like walking with the kids. The judge didn't scold him harshly, but you could tell he was unimpressed with that reasoning, especially considering the child restraint issue. The overall atmosphere was calm and even a little dryly humorous at times. Judge Middleton had a few moments of chuckling commentary, like remarking that the legal fiction was a mess, and acknowledging it was nonetheless a pretty good outcome for the defendant. The court also pivoted to other matters, with a string of dismissals and the judge musing aloud about how much money the county must rake in on insurance violations. No attorneys appeared flustered, and no one had to be wrangled for decorum, though you did get the sense that keeping all the files straight was a bit of a juggling act that day. It was also striking to hear the judge remark about people threatening to blow up the courthouse rather than appear. A reminder that even in these mostly mundane proceedings, tensions can sometimes run high. But as far as Shutso's case, it was resolved without any courtroom fireworks, just a clear explanation, an admission, and an agreement that spared him the more severe penalties. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.